Hello, James here. Hope you back with another video. This time this is a different content creator. Shout out to his channel, but this discussion is about Umar and what he said about this thing with the athletes. So I'm gonna let him talk, and I'll get back with my commentary.
What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. Guys, I was in there earlier this morning looking at the NFL draft, and somebody sent me this. Well, a few of y'all sent me this, asking my opinion on it. It's a video about Caleb Williams, the #1 pick in the NFL draft this year, and the video wasn't as much as him being drafted #1 to the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears fans, congratulations. But it was more along the lines of his girlfriend being white, and some people had problems with it, namely this dude right here. And we all know who this dude is, and if you don't, good for you, because this guy right here is trashed, in my opinion. This is Dr. Umar Johnson. Now this video is going to bring a lot of hate from some pro-black people that try to shame you and all this other stuff because you don't believe what they believe. But I think in life, you're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And I think this dude is one of the people that are part of the problem. And I'm being dead honest with you. I've done videos on this guy before. I think he's a clown. I think he's a fraud. I think he's a liar, and he uses his position in him being so educated to deceive people of lesser mind to make profit from it. This guy's been trying to start a school for the past 5 or 6 years or more, and it still ain't came. This guy say some of the stupidest stuff out of his mouth to be 49 years old. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson is not his real name. That's some shit he made up. His real name is Jermaine Shoemake. And this guy right here, his whole facade is fugazi. And to me, it's a damn shame. This guy tries to guilt shame people to believing, to go into what he wants to will. And I'll give you a perfect example. I did a story on this guy about another football story, about when he attacked Deion Sanders for leaving Jackson State. And I strictly said in that story, men elevate to a position to where we constantly elevate in life. You know what I mean? One person's not going to stay at the same job their whole existence, depending on what the career is. As you know, football coaching is something that doesn't have a lot of longevity a lot of times, and offers are always being presented to you as your contract runs out, or you have what's called a buyout. Coaches move all around the different programs to try to turn them around. Just like in life, we have many choices and chances to turn our life around, and the choices and chances that we make are personal according to how, the decision we choose to go, in the direction we want to go, rather. Let me show you this video this dude put out. It's just a small part of this video, but this guy right here, man, is very hypocritical. Take a look. Who's she? Who is she? Look at her trying to grab his nuts. Look at her. Stop on this woman. For those of you who feel that you must repudiate my insistence on an African family first line of racial development, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you Negropeans a question. How many white billionaires do you know?
chosen to make a black woman their baby mama? I'm just asking a question. See, you take issue with the King Kong of consciousness, so let's flip it one time. You take issue with the King Kong of consciousness, let's flip it. How many white billionaires have chosen to make a black woman their baby mama? I need an answer to my question. Can somebody answer the question, please? Can somebody answer the question? How many white billionaires have chosen to turn a black woman into a billionaire baby mama? I need an answer. I'm riding for black women today. I said I'm riding for my queens today. I'm riding for black women today, as I do every day.
Alright guys, you seen that video? That was a small snippet of his video. But to me, this guy's a clown. Now, a lot of people out here, you know, ride with him. More power to you. But this guy right here uses his influence to try to gift shame a lot of people, and he throws slick insults in it that a lot of people don't even see. And he's very hypocritical. This guy born in America, but he claiming he the prince of Pan-Africanism and all this other stuff. He had descended from Marcus Garvey and all this. Marcus Garvey's relatives dismissed him and said, we don't even know you like that. That's another story. I'm going to stay on this. This guy don't know Caleb Williams or his family from a hole in the ground. But you all of a sudden, you got a problem because he's sitting up there coming out on a red carpet with a white girlfriend and his mom's fucking wife. If that's not insulting, I don't know what is. Think about that. You'll claim his blackness because of the color of the skin, but he got white DNA mixed in with that. See, that's the thing. A lot of these people that do this type of stuff, they go by your color alone. They don't go by the makeup of what makes you that color. For some reason over here, and it's only in America, that race and color is like a big hang-up. And a lot of time it's a hindrance that prevents a lot of people from letting their minds grow. Trust me, we all went through this phase of trying to understand our blackness. I went through it, a lot of other people went through it, and people are still going through it right now. But I'm going to tell you something. There are bigger things to fight for if you really care about black folk. There are. This guy has a hell of a platform. I must give it to him. He had a hell of a platform. But it seems like everybody nowadays want to be the new Malcolm X, Farrakhan, Martin Luther King, all these people from back in the day. But you know what those people have? They're all older. A lot of them have lost their lives. They had a certain level that they went by and guidelines they went by. They had a lot of honor, respect, and pride in what they did and what they said at this time. This guy right here is a jellyfish. Go with the flow. You sit up here right now and you say you all about the rights of black people, you against racism and all this other stuff, and you can point out when somebody's doing black folk wrong, coming from the man who calls himself or relates to his consciousness of that of a fucking primate. King Kong consciousness. You equate yourself with a monkey, something that they called black people back in the day. A racist term. Nobody picks that up. Nobody sees that. You sitting up here, head looking crazy as fuck, like the album cover of KMD back in the day. A lot of y'all that know what I'm talking about. Rap album. You sitting up here, but you the sum total of all knowledge of what black people in America need to do. And it always comes down with you. For us to come together, we got to pool our resources. Motherfucker, I wouldn't give you 50 cents. Let alone $50,000. People been giving you money for the longest time. Ain't shit changed. You're still in fucking hotel rooms talking dumb shit. You are.
Yeah.
This is the thing that's funny. You care so much about where somebody else put their dick and who they lay down at night with. Nobody gives a fuck.
Don't.
Nobody cares, bro. They don't. They don't.
No.
Nowadays, people don't give a shit about nothing. Everybody trying to get their lives straight because color ain't the new thing. It's all about green.
That's so true.
Only minuscule people with a minuscule mindset fight over black and white.
That's
and not
true.
just black folk that do this type of shit. White folks as well, since y'all like comparing the two. You ever notice back in the 80s and 90s when they were showing Klan and all this stuff, how they talk? Deep ass, broken southern accents, coming from trailer homes, looking like white trash. That shit is taught by people in those conditions that can't get a leg up because they don't understand the situation they in, and they have to blame somebody for them not doing what the fuck they supposed to do. At any given time, anybody out here black, at any given time, you can change yourself. And this is anybody in America. Let me explain something to you. I went to prison, came out, ain't have shit. Now I knew since I was born, you know, and growing up, I gotta take care of myself as an adult at least. I realized, hey, as a man, a young man, I don't have no skills. I gotta figure out something of what I wanna do with my life, because I don't wanna sell drugs. I don't wanna go to jail. I don't wanna, you understand what I'm saying? We have a sense of urgency. Now, all of us are not put in that position when we're young to where we have to grow up quick. I wasn't, but a lot of people aren't, and I'm not taking nothing from you. But see, this type of stuff right here goes towards somebody that's very impressionable because they haven't had a lot of influence to explain to them that if they can look up in life, they can get up and do something about it. This dude right here is a clown, man. He's a clown. Everybody want to be righteous. Everybody down with the black people. You heard him, I'm riding with the sisters. I'm riding with the sisters today. This guy is like a mealy mouthed, slick talking preacher to me. He one of them pastors that just run his mouth to try to get funds and get sympathy and maybe get some ass from somebody. This is the oldest trick in the book. This us versus them dynamic. Gotta have a common enemy to deal with the misery of everybody. It ain't your fault. It's their fault. White man ain't caring about nothing right now. You're sitting up here trying to create these false narratives and all of this other stuff. Or you never talk about the real stuff. Why so many of us are killing each other. Why kids are getting killed and killers are still running the street.
Right.
You ain't trying to pool your money to create some type of investigation to protect black children. You're a child psychologist while acting childish yourself. So I'm gonna tell you something. When somebody study the mind, they know how to what? Manipulate. Perfect example. I looked at some of the comments on the page and I was like, man, most of these people are young people. You can tell. You can tell they're young. This man, 49 years old, got all this knowledge about black couples, black lives, and all of this stuff. The black woman, the unification, the building of the family and stuff like that. You ain't even fucking married. Men go and teach by example. They don't just talk. Because people don't just watch what you say, they watch what you do.
Right.
Real life.
Right.
It doesn't matter who the hell you're with as long as you're moving forward, positively moving forward.
Right.
And achieving goals that you personally set out.
Right.
See, what you don't talk about is how they had the Black History Month back in the day and they stopped showing black folks getting their asses beat on TV and the sacrifices and the lives that were lost for us to even be in this present position that we are right now.
Right.
Another thing you keep doing is attributing the thinking of white people back in the 17, 18, 1900, early 1900s to white folks of now. Those people aren't the people that enslaved our relatives back in the day, but you still put it on. How was that fair? How was that fair? I've never had nobody call me a nigga in my life, and I've been around all types of people. Never had nobody call me a nigga in my life. Well, am I saying it won't happen? No. But if it did, it wouldn't strike me to just set me off to where I'm like, the power of the ancestors, and I just lose my mind. It's a lot of power in words. It's a lot of power in suggesting. This guy knows that, and he uses it to manipulate. This guy made this video yesterday on his channel. You know what he did at the end? Y'all make sure y'all hit the cash app. Translation. Oh, I talked about Whitey. I said I love black women. Now give me some money. Man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And people eat this shit up. They eat it up.
They sure do.
I mean, but to each his own. But the bottom line is, you talked about this man. Talked about his mother. I mean, talked about this man's girlfriend. His mom was white. She was standing right there. So for you to say that makes you look stupid. Then his dad is black. So what is it's a direct strike against his father, because who he is part of his dad and part of his mom. So you shit on the white part of him, but shame the black part. So that's the thing. You got talkers and you got doers in life. This guy been running the same thing, and all he been claiming is, I'm educated, I use big words, so therefore I know, and you don't, and nobody sees this. Where the school at? How has your life and condition changed? No matter what somebody eats, I don't shit it out. I don't shit what you eat. You don't shit what I eat. So stop trying to feed people this fucking bullshit narrative and this wrong food that's mentally fucking deconstructed. Then now things you say is insulting to black men. Trying to make like black men like we weak or something, trying to attack. See you Negro pants. What the fuck is a Negro pant? And if we won, you won because you was born here. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing too before I get up out of here. If they had planes and boats right now, and they said anybody that's black wanna go to Africa, Africa will accept you. Pick a country and we'll send you there free of charge. You can leave right now. How many people do you think would be on them planes and boats going over there? If it was an honest to God thing, I'll tell you, 0. You know why? The rights and freedoms you have over here, you don't have over there. Second of all, you don't belong to, you don't know what particular tribe or whatever your ancestors belong to. So when you went over there, they would laugh at you like you fucking stupid because they know you're not one of them. That's the thing, we always trying to attach ourselves to Africa and we got a kingship with them. We don't. We don't. Proof of that is when they come over here, they don't deal with us. Because they know their history, who they come from, this and that. Then they come over here, we all mixed masala. They're not going to deal with us. Then the other thing is, a lot of the rap music and a lot of the movies that we make go nationwide, and people look at black Americans as complete savages, like we look at other countries like they're not as intelligent and smart as us. This whole thing is messed up. Niggas are made in America. And so is the nigger mentality. You need to attack that instead of attacking everything else, these false narratives. This guy that said stuff about Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, all these different actors, and how he got a problem with them because they don't give their money to poor people. Everybody was poor at one time. When we come out the fucking pussy as a baby, we ain't got shit. Not even clothes. This is stupid stuff. I don't give a fuck what somebody with. You worried more about a black man being with a white woman, but you won't say nothing about a black man being with a black man. I'd rather a motherfucker be with a woman than a man. And I ain't got nothing against gay people. But I mean, I understand the situation that's out here where, you know, people don't point out certain things because they don't want it to look offensive and mess their money up. It's a lot of craziness in this country, man, for real. Like I said, when you fighting over black and white, somebody making green off of that shit. And they will always do that. They will always push these narratives. You see it in the media sometimes. A white officer shot a black man. Woo! Headlines, let's look and see if it's racism. It's like it's triggering us to just go and look and see. Think about that. That ain't fair to nobody. And it doesn't help us build at all in this nation. It doesn't. I didn't mean to drag this on, man. It just pissed me off that he did. Then he showed the guy from Penn State, the offensive tackle. He Nigerian. He had a white girlfriend there. They in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. Penn State. So what? He got a white girlfriend. So what? Then he talking about that. Oh, she want the money. She only with him because the money. Listen, let me tell you something. Every black athlete that's out here with a white woman, is it always the same scenario? With the way social media is and how black people communicate on social media, and it's like the new news and all this other stuff, it wouldn't have been the game. The white women's game wouldn't have been found out already, and the black man wouldn't be ahead of it. They need you, the voice of King Kong consciousness, to come out here and explain what's really going on, because black men themselves can't figure shit out and who to put their dick in, because according to what you say, the fuck out of here. Monkey shit at its finest. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like who you know.
Oh hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over.
The problem with the black church is that there is a black church. I want to talk about the black church, and in doing so, we need to talk about what actually is the black church. The fact of the matter is, there should not be a black church. Not that there shouldn't be a church that is primarily black or majority black, no, but I'm talking about a church that identifies as black. I'll come back to that in a little bit, but I was watching two different conversations, and in these conversations they were talking about the problems with the black church. The problem was they have no idea what the church is, what the Bible is, what the Bible preaches or teaches.
The church itself, it's about what it doesn't do. It's not about how it hurts the community, it's about what it doesn't do, not what it does do. Right? So I think that with the government, for every new deal that you get a war on drugs. For every welfare system that's implemented, we get cracks and gun in our community. Yeah. Right? So I believe that when it comes, I believe that the black church historically has given us jobs, organized our movements. Without the black church, we would not be here today. Let's get that straight. Yeah. Right? They were very important, but today they don't have the same value historically. And the government, just after the George Floyd protests, the two major bills that were passed, even though they passed 1,000 oversight bills for police brutality, the main bill that they passed was, I believe, an Asian hate bill and an LGBTQ hate bill. So I don't think that the government is necessarily, I believe that it's too overstretched.
And also, let's take it to the reparations discussion. Yeah, about how there was supposed to be reparations after slavery. Yeah. I said, well, my 48 acres in the middle.
In this conversation, this was a conversation on Jubilee, the channel Jubilee. They have all these different discussions, and they were talking to black Christians and black atheists, or meaning these black agnostics. The problem is they simply don't understand the purpose of the church. They see the church as a political arm or a tool. That is not the point of the church. The church literally means the Greek word literally refers to the gathering, the assembly, the congregation. But what congregation? Well, a specific gathering, a specific congregation or assembly, an assembly of people who are in Christ. That's the point. Not about an assembly of people who are black, who are in Christ, or even who are in Christ who happen to be black. The being black comes further down the discussion when we're talking about the treatment of different people, brothers and sisters. And oh, by the way, the Bible does address that, but the Bible never once wants us to use the gathering as an opportunity to change or move or persuade the political forces of this world. In the end, when we draw down with these people's arguments, you're going to find out what they really want from the church is something. They want the church to be some benefit, to give them and others something, not to give them someone.
The black church, out of fear, retreated from the front lines of the struggle, and it reinvented itself away from being an organization of agitation to an organization of accommodation.
Now, one of the worst critics, as a matter of fact, one of the people that you absolutely have no business listening to if you value your brain cells is Dr. Umar Johnson. One, he's an atheist. Two, he's an antagonist, meaning his whole goal is to be provocative at the expense of the church. Now, we understand he is not a believer. He mocks Christianity. Matter of fact, I believe he just mocks religion in general. But his whole point is, I think, to be relevant. But his understanding of the church, of the Bible, of Christianity is flawed. Now, he believes the black church, the church that is predominantly black, has retreated
from its responsibilities, because as he thinks, the black church was responsible for a lot of these certain movements for the gains that the blacks in America have had.
Now the black church accommodates the agenda the white power structure has for us. Before we fought. Now, let's go have a cup of tea with the president. Let's go have a cup of tea with the government and see if we can get a couple crumbs from what he's about to do. Although what he's about to do is going to destroy our community. You see that?
Now, there is some truth that the fact that there are a lot of churches that are predominantly black that want to have their hand out from the government. They want to invite politicians in to see what these politicians do for them. Make no mistake about it, that these types of churches are not the kind of churches that are contemplated in the Bible. We have no business to be in leagues with the government. The government is not our friend, and vice versa. And so there is some truth to the fact that a lot of churches, black and white, have decided to go and befriend the government. There is no such allegiance that the Bible calls for. But the problem that he brings up is he thinks that we're supposed to be fighting for civil rights, that the church is a institution or a tool for civil rights. It is not.
There's no more fight in the black church. The black church is more parasitic and exploitative of the black community than the Chinese stop and go, than the Latino bodego. The difference between the Latino bodego and the Chinese stop and go and the Walmart and every place else we shop is at least you get something for your money. What do you get back from the black church when you invest?
So again, he equates people giving to the church as an investment. In other words, put something in, we get something back. We should have banks, we should have hospitals, we should have clinics, we should have, as it says, Black Wall Street. That is not the goal. As a matter of fact, is that what Jesus preached? Jesus, in terms of having people that are going to be poor, Jesus said, the poor you shall have with you always. Jesus did not come to eradicate poverty. He did not even come to eradicate slavery. He did not come to eradicate all of the social ills of this world. What he did, and we'll talk about it later, but what he did come to do was not to save this world, but was to save people out of this world. Remember, Jesus himself said that my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would be fighting so that I would not be handed over to the Jews. He is not concerned with making America great again. He's not concerned with building back better. His goal is not to do what the Democratic Party or the Republican Party wants to do. He has come to set the captives free and to bring them those to his Father.
We give the black church $3 million every Sunday collectively in this country. Show me a black church with a supermarket for the people. Show me a black church with a bank for the people. Show me a black church with a manufacturing and distribution network to hire out men and women. Show me a black church with a black school that children who are not Christian or Muslim or Hebrew can go to. But is that the responsibility of the church, though? It was historically. Why did it change? The black church was the one-stop shop for us from the time we showed up in America. We buried our dead to the church. We got hired to the church. We brought the KKK to the church. We did our politics to the church. Everything you needed was in the black church, so it made sense for you to spend all your time at the church because the church was everything. If you're bringing in less than $250,000 a year, I will accept you doing some good for the community, but I'm not expecting you to build a bank, a school, a hospital, or a supermarket. But if you're netting $250,000, and if you're a megachurch, Creflo Dollar, D.D. Jakes, if you're a megachurch and you ain't got no institutions for the black community, come on, man, you're an exploiter. I would like the megachurch to have a Black Wall Street, and what I mean by that is those 4 institutions. A clinic for the people, whether they're Christian or not, they black. A school for the children, whether they're Christian or not, they black. A supermarket to feed our people fresh food coming from the black farmers. Okay? And also a bank to invest in our people so we can get this entrepreneurial spirit up, because there's no jobs left in America. We have to help black people create jobs for themselves. We have to become, black America's going to have to go full-time entrepreneur.
He simply believes that that is the job, that's the role of the church, and that's always been the role of the church. No, it's not, even coming through Reconstruction and Jim Crow and so forth. But what the church was there, it was people who were believers who came together. They did not come together with whites because that was just something that they could not do in most of America. And because they had needs, because they were a community of believers, obviously they would talk about and think about and deal with issues that affect them in their day-to-day living. Again, being a believer means that we're part of a body. And so what we never did have, and let's not let this man confuse anyone, we did not have church-sponsored hospitals or church-sponsored banks or church-sponsored law firms. No, we had people that went to church that were believers who also started banks, who started law firms, who started hospitals and so forth. We had Christians, and what he's failing to see is that a Christian liberty in Christ will also allow you to be liberated in your mind to do things in the community. So you could have a successful life. Not that we're looking to have black Christian bankers and black Christian lawyers and black Christians on Wall Street. That's never the goal. God is not interested in making a profitable world. He's interested in saving people out of this world.
When you dive into this with Christians, I often feel that there's this neglect for politics. Jesus was a fighter. Jesus was a fighter. He was not anti-capitalist. He was not pacifist. He was anti-capitalist, right?
The problem that people have is they think that Jesus is political, that Jesus is a fighter. No, he's not. Jesus was not anti-capitalist or anything. As a matter of fact, remember when Jesus was supposed to pay his taxes? He said, I tell you what, go to the fish, open the fish's mouth, and give them the coin, so that way they wouldn't have that to accuse me, even though they did come back and accuse him again. But Jesus, even though people will say so, Jesus was not a political figure.
Turning over the tables of the money changers, that was a political act, without question. He died on a cross. Only Rome could hand down a sentence of execution by crucifixion, because crucifixion was Rome's way of saying to any would-be revolutionary, this is an example of what will happen to you if you try to play that game with us. And on Sunday, when Jesus broke out of that tomb in resurrection power and glory, don't forget, Jesus broke through a tomb that had been sealed by a Roman sealed stone. That's political. Jesus is...
I don't want to go with it there, but I just want to show you what he had to say about that. Let's go with this video.
How many single-family houses, single-family homes would it take to equal
I just want to show you what kind of character Umar
like this? Let's compare these things. Now, first...
Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Yes, it's that time again. Let's get into another session with the older man. So today, I want to continue with this subject. It's a bit frustrating actually having to talk about it, but we have to. We have to, because it is what's current. And it is this particular subject. Why is it that the black men are only going for other races of women? Yeah. And the debate has been sparked again because of the draft pick that has taken place in the US. And let's get into it. Let's see the reaction that was shown on television.
New York Jets. Yeah!
I saw this video on MTR channel, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Excellent channel, guys. Go over there and check it out. But I wanted to take this clip and show you guys as well, because this is a continuation of the story and the videos that I posted a week and a half ago concerning the same subject. And of course, the majority of you who actually follow my channel know that I've been married to Snow Bunny for the last 19 years. So we have to understand, I am in that category of men who actually chose a woman of different skin color as a black man. Now, because I'm not American, I don't see these things as harshly as you guys do. I don't see it as a big thing. But apparently it triggered a shitload of you, enough to the point where that video that I posted, I'll put it up here, garnered some of the highest, if not the most comments ever on any video I've posted ever. So it is a pretty ticklish subject. And I'm going to try to demonstrate why this is happening to a lot of the black women who still question
why are you guys picking women who are not in the same race? Why are you not picking black women? And I've been saying this for almost a year now. Mr. Kevin Samuel's been saying it on his channel. And every single black male content creator who is in the red pill space have been telling you over and over and over and over again. We can't be any plainer. You are not as desirable as any other race. It's simple. It is simple. I mean, I could stop the video right here, right now, but I have to actually continue to show you that it is a problem. It's not only men that's realizing it, it's other women as well.
So I know y'all mad about the NFL draft picks. I already saw it all online. Y'all acting a fool. But let me share something with y'all real quick. So 80% of the women who are with our brothers, right? 80% in the draft picks, right? They all snow bunnies. But let me share something with y'all. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. These are the type of women who said, I will take you and build with you. But my sisters, y'all don't want to build with nobody. Y'all want to wait till they get to the finish line. But these are the women who said, I want to build with you. I want to be there with you when we in middle school, when we in high school, and you still trying to pursue your dreams. I want to be with you when we eating oodles and noodles and hot dogs together, okay? Until you get it together. I want to be with you when your sneakers are ran down. I want to be with you when you ain't got much. I want to be with you when we only got $2 for ice cream. I want to be with you when we only got enough for McDonald's. But my sisters, y'all want to wait till you get to the finish line. So none of y'all can get up here and get mad with these young women because they were there. Shout out to Dr. Umar, because he always calling our brothers dusty. Talking about, only reason that these snow bunnies get to go along with our brothers is because when our brothers was dusty, they ain't have nothing, that these women wanted them. Let me share something with you. Our snow bunnies, okay? Because that's what y'all calling them, snow bunnies. They saw greatness in our brothers when we don't even see greatness in our brothers. When we don't see greatness in our own brothers. You cannot be mad with these women when we ourselves don't even care about our brothers when they're dusty. Shout out to Dr. Umar once again talking about dusty. You ain't even look at yourself in the mirror. Take heed to the message and stop being mad.
And there lies the biggest issue. Black women will say, oh yeah, we're there for our black men. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I keep saying this over and over and over again. Black women have a serious image problem in the dating market. Because I'm telling you, it's not all black women. I have met some beautiful, relaxed, non-aggressive, non-wig weaving, non-Wolverine claw wearing, natural, no BBL, conservative dressed women who are struggling trying to find a man. But why? Because the image that has been portrayed of the black woman and what she's been going on for so many years has now perpetrated to include all black women. Even though a lot of you are innocent, the ones that made the most noise, disgrace your brothers, no other race goes through this. There's no other race out there that's calling their men dusty and broke and etc., etc. You know all the bad derogatory terms they use. No other race is doing that. Men will go where they feel needed. And these so-called snow bunnies, they realize, hey, I see potential in this guy. I'm going to bet on him. Yeah, I'm going to be there to support him when he's going to college and he's training hard. He don't have the sneakers. You know what? I'm going to take some of that money that mommy and daddy's sending me and I'm going to buy him a new pair of sneakers. Hey, he can't eat properly. I'm going to go over to his dorm and I'm going to fix him a plate. I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to help him study harder. I'm going to try to help him with his grades because I see that potential. Hey, I'm going to be there for him because I can see he's a good man. And so you can't blame these women when these brothers hit it big and she's on the side right there with him. And note how she's dressed. Conservative, dressed right up to the neckline, There's no visible tattoos showing. Everything is covered. Nice long black dress. Grinning ear to ear. Because she just seen her investment paid off. Notice another thing. She's not pushing herself up in front of the cameras trying to get her. Hey, it's my man. It's not me. It's my man. No, none of that. She stayed in the background. Notice that? These are the things I look at. She's just grinning in the back, just going, yeah, she's not interested in getting in front of the camera. She knows she's already won. That's the same reason my wife's not online. I got a large following, quite popular. She's not interested in being in there. No, she'll stay in the background. She's helping me out behind the scenes. Took her a while, but yeah, she's helping. I'm taking a dig at her, alright? But the point is, guys and ladies, this is where you're going wrong. But I want to now show you what the black man has to deal with. This is another video that really just frustrated me.
She be coming to be a part of a relationship, and I don't gotta deal with
Must be our show, Mom.
what you won't do, somebody else will. You think
Okay,
because you got a lot of
so I won't pay these bills no more, right? So all these
But
utilities
you don't
that's
pay your
being
bills
paid
by
for.
yourself, love.
What you think?
Like,
Because you
bro, my mama said
kick out
is next to God.
$300 a month that you help pay?
No, more than 300. Okay, and just because you make more bank than me, that stops you from being able to cook.
The rent alone is $32.75.
But if
Give
you
me
make
$250 a month towards the what?
If you make the same amount of money as I make,
I pay for the food.
You pay for the food.
I pay for the cleaning utilities.
So let me bring it
How about
to
you cook?
What do you mean? I'm not. How am I supposed to cook and be focused on the?
Wow. You imagine having to come home to deal with that shit every day. He don't get a meal. Just because she makes more, she don't cook. But he's still hustling and trying to make it. So for the problem that we see here, and listen, I blame both of them, by the way. There are some faults on his side. But I want you guys to learn one lesson, especially you ladies. Just because you're making more money, it doesn't stop you being a wife. That doesn't stop you from being a woman in the house. What happens is a lot of you ladies, what you try to do is once you're making more money, you emasculate the man. There's no more cooking, there's no more cleaning. What you're looking for is you want him to do that now. But he's still working. He might not be making as much as you, but he still has to work. And if he has to try to build, he has to put in a lot more work outside the house. If he's doing all the work in the house while you make more money, then he cannot excel. If he has to get 2 jobs to start making more, how can he then put in the hours in the house as well? The one thing I don't like about this video, because she's spitting out a lot of information, is not only is she running her mouth, which, gentlemen, you know you can't out-talk a woman, is she's also controlling the narrative because she has the phone. She's recording the messages, right?
Work I gotta do. That's impossible. How do we focus?
I work more strenuous than
I
yours.
can't be focused without a meal, though, love. You make way more bread than me, and you feel like you exempt from being a
And
wife.
I make sure that laundry is done. I make sure that the
You're not the
bill
only
is
one.
paid. I make sure that
Girl, right now, bro, that she be coming to be a part of the relationship, and I don't gotta deal with
must
this
be
shit.
our show, Mom.
Me with booze, but with mood arousal gummies.
Let's just clear up this misconception for the black community and they dumbasses for sitting there going with this narrative. You know, there's thousands of videos about the NFL draft, and y'all been on my platform before. We've covered these statistics before, but since it's prevalent, I'm gonna go over them once again for the black community who doesn't like to read and doesn't like statistics. We sitting there talking about black men dating and marrying white women, and the athletes and the black men who make the most money always go and marry outside of their race. Just because y'all see a few NFL players with a couple of snow bunnies, shout out to Dr. Umar.
This is the snow bunny crisis on steroids.
And I'm kind of ashamed of the black community for doing all these damn videos and having opinions about why black men date outside their race when they get money, when the shit is not true. And it's just crazy to see that everybody got all these think pieces. Some woman talking about redlining.
With his Danish girlfriend, Alina Thurgood. And if this was an isolated incident, we wouldn't even have had this conversation. However, black men have been doing this since racial barriers were lifted from professional sports. Now, the majority of black people have always stayed in close community with one another due to redlining.
And that's why black men, we hate our mothers. We hate our black mothers. We trying to compete with white men. We want to be assimilated because that's why we deal with white women. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with insecurities. It ain't got nothing to do with, how about this? Before I get into it, why doesn't the black community ever stop focusing on black men and why they're dating or marrying white women? How about y'all look at the women that you're defending? Black women. Why don't black women ever look within and be like, well, maybe we might be doing something, different or off-putting to these guys while they're in college? Because from the feedback that I received from the sports players who spoke on this, I seen Marcellus Wiley talk about it.
You ain't going after fine first when you at that level. You mess around, you date. That be your girlfriend, that be your fiance because you got money, you can buy rings. Guilty. You'll do all that, but wifey? Probably not.
I seen Josh Powell talk about it.
Men choosing women who are willing to do for them what needs to be done or what they need to feel within a relationship.
Those are all football players, NFL players, ex-NFL players, and ex-NBA players. And they say that it ain't got nothing to do with black men hating their black women or hating their mothers. It has everything to do with them women doing what it takes to make sure that guy's life is easier. They're playing at the highest level in college. They're trying to make it to the NBA or the NFL, and they don't need that extra stress. And I've said this multiple times to my homeboy, black women haven't figured out how to treat successful black men because they probably weren't taught. But at some point, you have to do your research with the types of men that you're dealing with. You cannot treat the guy who is a millionaire the same way that you treat Pookie and Ray Ray or some around-the-way guy. Take care of the simple shit while this guy is damn near putting his life on the line on the field or something like that to try and bring home these millions of dollars. And stop treating them the same way that you would treat some run-of-the-mill. And I know that may sound like classism. I understand that. Some men may get offended. Some women may get offended. But there is a level of respect that you have to have if you're going to be this man's personal, partner, his wife. It's unfortunate because I've talked about this before. I think black women definitely have it in them to attract these type of men because black women, in my opinion, are the most beautiful women walking the face of the earth. I've said that multiple times. But it's just the attitude and the way y'all approach relationships that may decrease your chances, of getting these types of guys. And granted, I'm saying this somewhat tongue-in-cheek because of the fact that I know the actual statistics. However, that doesn't negate the fact that there are a significant amount of black men who are athletes that date and or marry white women. And if I had to guess, I would say that there's more than any other race. But that doesn't negate the fact that the men who don't play in professional sports and they make over $100,000, they tend to marry black women. And if you guys don't understand that, I'm gonna show you. So this is what I put on TikTok. I just put the quote that I see everybody running with. The NFL draft showed us that rich black men prefer white women. And then I went here. So this is Thought Code. You guys have seen this picture before. The top 4 myths about black marriage. This was actually written by a black woman, once again, named Nadra Kareem Niddle. And it was updated on February 28th, 2021. Y'all know my rule, within 5 years. Now, let me go ahead and read this out for the black community that don't like to, do their research. Rich black men marry out. Black men drop black women as soon as they reach a certain level of success, don't they? While plenty of rap stars, athletes, and musicians may choose to date or marry interracially when they achieve fame, the same is not true for the bulk of successful black men. By analyzing census data, Tolson and Marks found that 83%, what did I just say? 83% of married black men who earned at least $100,000 annually got hits to black women. The same is the case for educated black men of all incomes. 85%, this is old, now this number is 79% of black male college graduates married black women. Generally, 88% of married black men, no matter their income or educational background, have black wives. 79% now. This means that interracial marriages should not alone be held responsible for the singleness of black women. And that's the key point right there. And that's why I keep saying the black community is focusing on black men. Focus on black women. Because I promise you this, it's like dropping a bomb in the center of 1,000 black women. When you ask them, y'all want, you know what I'm saying, every woman wants to get married, right? They will literally bite your head off and tell you, no, that is not what I'm here on this earth for. I'm not here to get married. I'm not here to procreate. This is black women. And if I'm lying, y'all can tell me. Quote it. I think every woman, you know, when they're little, they all want to get married. Black women will spit in your face if you tell them that. So do you think they would put something like that in there? This means that interracial marriages should not alone be held responsible for the singleness of black women? They tell you that, not me. It's not me, okay? So when y'all watch this, don't be like, oh man, you're projecting me, media man. No, the proof is in the pudding.
At Olive Garden, our lasagna is made with layers upon layers baked to perfection. Pair that with our never-ending first course.
I'm gonna stop it right here. And Medium Man is right. You know, I mean, some women don't want to get married, but they want to have. I've heard women say this. They'd rather have the baby, but not have the dude. You have black women that say this. So that's one of the reasons why they're not getting. Some women are not getting married. When you look on what's that young woman called Kendra G, and you go on her talk show, they're women, black women say this on Kendra G's show that they just want to do. They ain't looking to get married. They said this themselves. That's why I said Umar Johnson don't really pay attention like a lot of other people who make comments like that. They have said they want a child. They don't mind having a child, but they don't want the relationship. That's what they said. So what's that telling the men? Well, unlike some women of the other counterparts say, I want to be married. So guess what? The ones that are going to get married and have children, that's what type of some black men are mature at that stage. Is ready to settle down and get married. That's the type of woman. That's the reason. Some of the reason why some black men, but majority of black men stick with black women. Look at what's the guy that was in the administration for Donald Trump? He was a doctor. His wife is black. Colin Powell's wife was black. But people don't point this out. He was the first black general. His wife was black. Hello, and these are people in government. Why don't you talk about the Denzel Washington? Him and his wife been married for what, over 30-something years? What about Samuel Jackson's wife? They may be 30-something years. Angela Bassett with Whitney I think it's Courtney Vance. I think I said it right. They've been married for 20-something years. Viola Davis has a black husband. She been married. Okay? And we could go on. LL Cool J's wife is black. Ice Cube wife is black. Snoop Dogg wife is black. These are well-known entertainers. What are you talking about? Russell Westbrook wife is black. LeBron James wife is black. He's one of the most top-rated, well-known NBA players. What are you talking about? Why you keep saying this ridiculous, this stuff? which that represent what Media Man was saying. That's so true. There are black players with black women that have black spouses. All you have to do is look it up. But most people, like Media Man said, they don't do the research. But they look at a few women, a few black men or a few black women with interracial spouses. Right now, it's focused on the black men. Hello, you forget it. Why don't you? And it's like some black people don't live in a reality world. Everybody don't have to think and eat and think like you. I mean, it's like, dang. And it don't make them they a sellout or whatever. It's like they got a certain preference. It's like me saying, oh, white people, oh, they like golf or country music or something like that. Or just like race car. If I put them in the category, do you hear white people saying shit like that? No. There's certain things that they like. And that all white women are attracted to black men. Because they want, like, some feel like some of you do. They want their bloodline, their lineage and everything. So what is this big deal with the shit? And the ones that don't. Not every white woman wants the black man or any other man. Most white women sticks with white men. That's a fact. I said, anywhere you go, that's what majority you're going to see. Just like many black men are going to be with black women. Hispanic men going to be with Hispanic women. Asian men and going to be with Asian women. Arabic men and going to be with Arabic women. And so on, and so on. Eastern, and so on. But y'all see a few people and you go ape shit over it. Not everybody is going to leave that particular group of people. Why are you worried? And if they do get the money, that's their choice. And people like Umar need to grow the hell up and realize that that everybody think like him, see like him. You're not going to shame people that do that. And you look more ridiculous talking about stuff like that. It's like even across the world. It's like, what are you talking about? And seeing this on YouTube. I mean, I bet you would go over to Africa, you're gonna see interracial couples. It doesn't mean that every African is gonna get in an interracial relationship. Whether it's in Nigeria, Tanzania, Uganda, even in the islands of Jamaica or St. Vincent, every black person is not going to stop getting so butthurt. I don't understand when I see black people doing that. You act like black people act like everybody is black. There's a whole world, and that's why some black people get out the dog in the United States and travel and realize there's more to the world. And even though Umar, he's been outside the world, and he's still trying to keep you repressed with that bull crap. He knows there's different people that he been outside the United States. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. The people gonna be wherever, all groups of people, wherever you go, come to a festival, you go to a concert, you'll see black women with other men. You see black women with other women. What's the big fucking deal? What is the deal? That's their choice. And I think sometimes if a black person say, or if a white person say, reality is people gonna do what they're gonna do. Even if somebody was someone that was in a same-sex relationship, that's not my business. Why does it bother me? It ain't a same-sex relationship. It is what it is. It ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So just deal with it. Shut up and stop complaining. You sound ridiculous. You look ridiculous. And the same way with finding dudes nerdy, I don't know what. Go with the same dudes that pick your personality. The ones that would you cause a chaos and they be ready to pick up a fight, pick up a weapon and shoot. Since they your man, don't worry about the ones that don't. Anyway, let me get up out of this video. Alright then. I hope but there you have it right there. Stop worrying about what other black people do and worry about that's the message. Because everybody ain't the same. And as far as the church, that's why I put that symbol, because I want to show you how much sometimes he don't make sense. That's why I put Umar in that video with the church, black church, and some of these other people that talk foolishness. about the black church. Alright then, take it easy, be blessed. Until next time, see you on the next video.